everyone, Jim here. Welcome to my channel. I've got something a little different for you today. I'm going to do a reading swap or a book swap. Grammaticus, Ben over at Grammaticus Books came up with this idea a while back, and we talked it over, hashed out a few things, and we decided to recommend a book to one another that might be a little out of the other's comfort zone. So I decided to recommend a book to him called 8 Million Ways to Die by Lawrence Block, and I've got a copy here. This is a dark, brutal crime novel. It's part of the Matt Scudder series, and I recommended that to him. And Ben says that he hasn't really read a lot of mystery. He doesn't read a lot of mystery. So I'm hoping that he enjoys that book. But I know it's not for everyone because it is a pretty dark book. I'm actually rereading it myself, just to be fair. And this is probably my third read-through of it. And I'm thinking it's pretty dark, and this might not be one that he really enjoys that much. But the book that he recommended for me to read was Ringworld by Larry Niven. Now, I had to download, I don't have a physical copy, so I downloaded an ebook version. Now, unfortunately, this text that I downloaded was not a good one to download. It was full of typos and mistakes, and I'm pretty sure that there was probably lines and phrases that were missing. I could be wrong, but I think some of what I was reading felt very abrupt and disjointed. So I'm hoping that was just because of the copy I had and not because of Larry Niven's writing. But first of all, yeah, head over to Grammaticus's channel, because what we're going to do is we're each going to release our video today. So if you're watching this, you could probably go over to Grammaticus's channel and watch his review of 8 Million Ways to Die. I will post his channel down below. But yeah, unfortunately, I didn't get along with this book too well, and I feel awful saying that. And, you know, I promised Grammaticus I would do this, and I want to be honest. I didn't really enjoy it that much. I think the concept is great. You know, the whole idea of Ringworld is fantastic. I love it. I think, unfortunately, it wasn't executed very well. The premise is Ringworld is this giant ring that surrounds a star, and inside the ring it's all habitable. The measurements of Ringworld are just like staggering. It's just huge. The radius is 180 million miles. The length of it, you know, is 600 million miles long. It's 1 million miles wide. It's 3 million times the size of Earth. So the possibilities of this world are just endless. The size of this world, it just opens up just a plethora of possibilities, you know. So these four adventurers, 2 human, 2 alien, travel to Ringworld. One of the aliens has recruited the other 3, and for reasons that he kind of keeps to himself to begin with. But what he wants to do is travel to Ringworld to see if it's habitable and if it's prime for colonization, is what I gathered, because the galactic core of our galaxy has exploded, and in 20,000 years, the radiation from that and 1,000 other suns that have gone nova are going to reach our section of the galaxy and basically destroy it. And there's more than enough room on this world, on this ring world, for everybody. You know, it's 3 million times the size of Earth. But they crash land on Ringworld, and so the rest of the book, after they crash land, up to this point, it's taken quite a while to get to Ringworld. And like a lot is explained about the space voyage and the star drives and light year travel and all that kind of stuff. You know, it's a hardcore science fiction book. So it gets heavily into the science of everything, which kind of throws me off a little bit because, I don't worry too much about how things work when I'm reading. I just want to know that they work so that, they can get to their adventure. But so they crash land on this Ringworld, and then the rest of the book is them traveling on these flying motorcycles, fly cycles, to find some intelligent life that might be able to help them fix their ship to get off the Ringworld. But they run into a few threats, nothing really threatening, to be honest. They run into a couple of primitive cultures. They run into a field of sunflowers that can shoot rays at them to burn them, to do damage to them. But for the most part, they don't really get into any kind of danger. And any danger they do get into, you feel that they can get out of it fairly easily. So there's no real threat to them. There's no real buildup of suspense in the book. The dialogue between the characters, I find, is it doesn't flow well. It's a little stilted. Like I said, Ringworld, or Larry Niven, has a great concept. I don't think dealing with dialogue and characters, he wasn't that good. So my thoughts, I didn't really want to get too far into this, summary of it. And I don't want the video to run too long. Larry Niven, he created this wonderful world, and there are 3 sequels to it. So I'm just going to kind of assume that this is kind of an introduction to Ringworld, and that in the 3 sequels, he gets much more into the Ringworld itself, and the cultures and the civilizations and the possible threats and the things that have developed on this world. So I'm assuming the 3 sequels delve much more into that. The main character, Louis Wu, he was 200 years old. His life had been extended, but he had the body of a 20-something-year-old man. But he'd been around for 200 years, but he didn't have the gravitas or the experience or the peace of mind or calmness of mind that a 200-year-old man would have had. He was still acting like a 20-something-year-old human without having that experience behind him, and that just didn't read right to me with that character. But yeah, so that's all I wanted to say. I mean, it's I could go on about certain things, like Ringworld reminded me a lot of the Riverworld series by Philip Jose Farmer, and Grammaticus isn't really going to want to hear that, because I know he didn't get along with the first book in that series, To Your Scattered Bodies Go, but I found a lot of similarities with Ringworld and Riverworld, but Riverworld, frankly, I think was done much better, and that's only my opinion, though. But I'm going to cut it short there, and yeah, I think this reading swap thing is a really great idea, and I hope it catches on, and I hope Ben keeps doing it with other booktubers, and I wouldn't mind trying it again. But unfortunately, this one didn't do it for me. But I will talk to you guys soon. I will have another video up very soon. So take care and keep reading.